What's good, Alabama Nation, Alabama family? How y'all doing? This your boy Chin, and you rocking with the Bama Dynasty Lego. If you don't know, now you know. Texas just debacled us. I mean, we beat ourselves, but yeah, basically we lost 34-24. Right now, there ain't no highlights I want to go over. I just want to go over the things that we missed on offense and defense. Basically, what we can do to get better, and just to point out the flaws. We need to switch those around if we need to get to the championship. Luckily, we lost early in the season, but after this, we can't have no more debacles like this ever again. Matter of fact, from here on out, we need to be up by 50 at least. We're going back to the old days. We need to run that score up, especially to get back into the top four. So right now, let's go over what the offense and defense did this game. And it wasn't good. Lego. So first off, we're going to start with the offensive line. We're going to start it off with the 300 and up club. Them boys that were talking all that mess, doing all the handshake, stop doing that. Be focused in the game. All that extracurricular on the field, don't worry about that. Do that after the game, after we get the dub. Offensive line, y'all 300 and up. And we've been talking about how we going to run the ball, right? Well, how are we going to run the ball if y'all not creating holes for the running backs? First off, just because you get up in weight doesn't mean you're going to get better in strength. And from what I saw in this game, y'all didn't have the strength. Y'all wasn't pushing them boys back like y'all said y'all were going to be doing. Y'all were actually getting pushed back, which had Milroe having to go scramble out more times than he needed or getting sacked. We can't have this. We got McLaughlin, the center. How many times you gonna mess up a snap? You're the center. You're the voice of the team. You letting people know which direction and where defense linemen or blitzes are coming from. But you can't get the snap right. We can't have those type of mistakes, my man. Or do we need to put Dalcourt back in that position? Because if Nick Saban has you in that position, I'm pretty sure he trusts you for a reason. But come on, man. JC Latham. And JC, look, you went up to 360. And I'm going to say this with majority of offensive linemen. Just because you upped your weight doesn't mean y'all know how to handle it right. Like my boy Evan Neal, he was 6'7", 360. But he handled that weight right because he came into the program at that weight. He's used to being that size and moving around with that weight. Matter of fact, he was athletic with it. He was doing box jumps at 6'7", damn near half his height. If y'all look at the clip that he did, that he posted back in the day, where he was doing box jumps, he was half the size of that and getting up there because he was athletic with that weight. He handled that weight for a while, so he knew how to move with it. Y'all just got to that weight. I don't think y'all know how to handle that weight at that size right now. So yeah, it sounds good, but it didn't look good on the field. So I mean, y'all need to humble yourselves. Don't be talking all that mess like, oh, I'm 360 now. I can. You may not know how to handle it like the way you think you do. You understand? And that goes for the majority of all the offensive linemen. Yeah, y'all upped y'all weight, but y'all moving a little slower. It looked a little raggedy. I'm gonna be honest with you. I love y'all, but it looked a little raggedy. Get to a weight that you know where you can still be athletic in it, and that you can be able to move around and still have the power. Because it wasn't looking good, man. Dalcourt, I don't want to say he was terrible, but that's not his natural position. But still, it wasn't good, man. Booker, he got pushed around a couple times. Proctor, the thing about Proctor, this is what I will say. He's a freshman coming in. And though you guys may say that's not an excuse, at the same time, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I don't know, freshmen don't play, but they do play. But at the same time, they don't have the experience like the others do. He was doing better than Pritchett. But still, I'm going to expect a couple hiccups, but we can't have that. You're a 5-star. 1 or 2 hiccups, but other than that, None of that. We shouldn't be letting Milroe get sacked at the most important times of the game. It's unacceptable. This is not the Bama standard. Basically, the pass protection and run protection wasn't on point this game. It wasn't. Texas made it look horrible. It's like we put our foot in our own mouth. This is why I say that we need to not be in the media talking about what we're gonna do and all the other, man. Gangsters move in silence. Y'all boys need to just come out. If you want to say you got a chip on your shoulder and they disrespect y'all, let that be. Other than that, don't tell them what y'all gonna do. Don't show your hand. Or we gonna run the ball. We ain't getting no yards. The only running game that we got is Milroe. Now we're going to the quarterback position with Jalen Milroe. Now he has potential, but I don't think he's all the way there yet. Remember what I always talk about, consistency? I don't think he was being very consistent. He had good throws, especially the deep ball, but I don't think he knows how to read a defense like that, the way he needs to read the defense. Those 2 picks was uncalled for. It was basically the same thing on both sides. Short passes. He's not reading the defense the way he needs to. And another thing, when he feels like the pocket is collapsing, and honestly, this is not his fault. This is the offensive lineman fault. But when he feels like the pocket is collapsing, he needs to get out there and not just stand there. Remember, it's like a 3 to 4 second rule. With this offensive lineman that you have, you got to know from here on out, based on this game that we played, maybe a 2 to 3 second rule. Depending how good they get later on in the season, you're going to have to go with 2 to 3 second rule. You got to get out there. When it's time to pass, you're running. When it's time to run, you're passing. You just got to get your mindset and figure out what you need to do. Like I said, with more experience, he'll get better. But right now, I don't think he's on that level of seeing the field the way a quarterback needs to see the field, like a Mac Jones or a Bryce Young. I'm not counting him out, y'all. He's not out of there, but better decision making. I can't really say nothing about the receivers because they caught all the balls that they needed to catch. If it was over their heads, it's not their fault. If it was underthrown, it was not their fault. But the receivers played a really good game and they kept us in it. Running backs too. I can't really say nothing bad about the running backs, even though drop passes is an issue, or you catching the pass on your back foot and falling backwards. You got to get your feet set. You guys can't get through the hole if the hole's not being created for y'all. Or if the offensive line are blocking the first line and not getting to the next line, which is the linebackers. We got to do better. Offense. We have to do better. But as long as the offense is putting up points, that leads us to the defense. Defense has to keep the other opponent out the game. We can't have them scoring. The least that they get is a field goal. And that's it. They cannot score. And with that, we're going to move on to the defense. Defense. And when I'm thinking about a high caliber defense, the Alabama standard, it goes way back. But we're going to start at 2015 and 2016. 2015, we won the championship and defense helped. 2016, we didn't win the championship. But at the same time, that 2016 defense had 11 touchdowns. 11 touchdowns in that one season. Taking it back to back to back. Pigs to the house. Minka Fitzpatrick. They were stout. They had their identity. They wanted to come in like dogs. Come on, y'all. I keep telling y'all, defense wins games too. Offense is going to put up the points. Defense are going to take away the points from the opposing team. And that's not what we've been doing. Very inconsistent. We had some good plays. I'm not going to say that we were just horrible, but we had some bad plays too. Let's start with the cornerbacks, the DBs. Kool-Aid McKinstry. Kool-Aid, you supposed to be Mr. Strapped In. All that, like I said, all that antics that we be doing on the field, stop doing it because it's selfless. Like, we're not worried about a team. We worry about our own accolades. I don't care about that strapped in stuff. Do it again and again and again. Don't get caught up in the hype. Terrion Arnold. You had a couple bat down passes. You played decent, but at the same time, you had some bad plays that's costly. Penalties, holding. What are you holding for? You don't need to hold. Pay attention to your man. Understand the moves that he's going to make. This is why film is good. He was doing this with Georgia. I'm specifically talking about that receiver that came from Georgia. He was doing this with Georgia, so you know what to expect, even if you didn't play against him. Film, study him. Everybody needs to study the plays that they're going to be playing. Every receiver, whoever it is. Those penalties do not need to happen at all. They're very costly. And getting beat is a no-no. Straight up. No, you from Florida. You already know how we rock. You from Florida, my man. Like Caleb Downs, he's a freshman. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt a little bit, just like I gave Proctor. But at the same time, I don't think he's ready for the big-time games. He's a very elite player, but he hasn't been in a position to play high-caliber teams. He got beat a couple times. He read the plays wrong and went down for a tight end instead of going out deep. May be his fault, may not be his fault. But at the same time, when Christian Story got in, who's a senior, the 2 plays I saw him play, he held his own and he actually did good. So why are we not giving our senior players that deserve or may deserve to be in the game a better opportunity? This is what I think. I think we should play Christian Story and Caleb Downs in that same position. Give Christian Story majority of the playing time, and if he loses that position, then give it to Caleb Downs. But don't just take it away from him and not give him the opportunity. Because in the A-Day, he had an interception. We know he's capable. Why not give him the opportunity? Don't give it to Caleb Downs because he just got the name and he's a high-ranking 5-star prospect. Give everybody the chance to prove themselves wrong first. That's what I believe. Now we're going to linebackers. Deontay Lawson, he played a good game. All right, he played a good game. I'm not going to lie. He did his thing. But Trez Marshall, my boy, if we're picking you up from another team, when you come to this team, make sure you have the standard down packed. Make sure you play your heart out because that other team wasn't allowing you to play. Come here to prove them wrong and to show them why you deserve to be on the field because we're giving you the opportunity now. I think he needs a little bit more speed sideline to sideline. I was wondering why Campbell didn't play, but we had to use what we had. He needs better sideline to sideline speed. He needs to know what position he's playing on the field and who he's guarding because he let the tight end go for a long 50-yard pass thinking that he was supposed to be guarding the running back. I think it was third or fourth quarter. Now we're going with Kendrick Blackshire. Like I said before, consistency is key. And what did Nick Saban say? If he's more consistent, he'll see the playing field more. He did his thing on a goal line stance in the beginning of the game where he stopped the running back. But from there on, at the end of the game where it counted the most, even though we were down 10 points, it was probably like 2 minutes, the last drive that they had before they kneeled it, he could have stopped the running back. He didn't get low enough for the center of gravity to stop the running back. You're a big hitter. You got the big body. You're the juggernaut. Come on, man. You let him run right into your chest, which forced him to push you back. You got to get lower to that. Get pad level. Because you got the strength, but the positioning wasn't right. You got to get in better position, my man. And that last running play that he got ran through on, we're going to admit it. He got ran through on. That was the deciding factor for them to kneel the ball the rest of the game. And I'm not putting the whole game on you based on that one play, but plays matter. We stopped them on 4th down. We get the ball back. We score real quick because, I believe in Bama. And we kick an onside kick and get the ball back. We have time to get the ball and score again to win the game. I'm always optimistic. I look at play by play and what we could have done. I play Madden, so anything can happen. And I'm not saying Madden is real football, but if you believe, you believe. Trust me. So, all plays matter. Everything's going to count. No matter how down in the dump you think you are in all these games. No. Always believe you have a fighting chance. Always. Now, this part right here, I'm ashamed to even talk about. Like, really shame. Based on the history of defensive linemen we had, this is terrible. I'm talking about terrible. We have no pass rush. There's nobody I'm looking at that I can be like, yeah, I ain't got nothing to worry about right there. He gonna get him every time. You got to understand, we have no pass rush. We had 0 sacks. Probably 2 or 3 hurries. Maybe. but 0 sacks? Braswell, what's up? Turner, what's up? Defensive coordinator, what are you calling? We can't keep blitzing down the middle with the linebackers. What happened last year when we were blitzing with Branch? He's coming from the outside. We got to have some cornerbacks blitz. What happened when Terrion Arnold blitzed that one time off the edge? We got like a 5-yard takeaway. We got to be calling better plays too. But defensive players, defensive line specifically, y'all ain't it, bro. Y'all not playing like I am. Let me rephrase that. Y'all can be it, but y'all not playing like that. Let's be honest. Last game, it was a good game, but y'all weren't getting high level sacks like y'all needed to. That team wasn't all that. Texas is a high caliber team, better. We could not get to the quarterback at all. At all. I don't like that. Especially the plays that I know that we have. Braswell, you've been sitting out this whole time. You were a 5-star. We expect you to be that 5-star that you was back then. You're behind William Anderson. You got the game. Now you got to show it. Turner, you already know what this is. This is your time to shine. I don't see that. My question is, do we have to play the younger players? Are they a little bit more hungrier to prove something? I don't know. The interior defense alignment, it's like as soon as the ball's hut, y'all just holding the offensive line. Y'all not trying to do any special moves, no spit, nothing. Y'all not doing any stunts. Like, what are we doing? Or if y'all are doing stunts, they not working. Y'all got to work more individually on y'all swim moves, spins, whatever. Any moves that y'all got to develop yourself into the elite defensive lineman y'all need to be. And y'all need to have more power. More power. Y'all had a few bat downs. That was good, but y'all need to have more power. Y'all need to run through, like, the first 2 seconds, y'all need to be on that quarterback neck. Like I said, this right here that I'm doing right now is just a little constructive criticism. I'm not bashing y'all as y'all trash. This just was a trash game. From here on out, we just got to do better, y'all. Better. No hiccups. All these penalties we had, all that, like I said, we can't do no talking. Because we come out first game, oh yeah, you see what we did? We didn't have a lot of penalties. We doing, nah. Just keep it like that. Keep that standard. No penalties. Y'all ain't got to talk about it. Don't talk about what y'all going to do. Don't talk about what y'all did. Just come out there. Hush mouth. The image I got in my head is Jonathan Allen when he had that thick mustache. He wasn't about all that talking. He looked like a grown man on the field, ready to handle business. That's it. In and out. I was looking at a podcast that Bo Scarborough was doing, and he was talking about how their players, it wasn't that much talking. We just came on the field, did what Nick Saban asked, had the standard, and wasn't trying to separate themselves individually. They were one team, a family. This is what I've been preaching to y'all. Y'all need to play like a family. That's your brother on the field. I need to help my brother. No missed tackles. This is for the defense. No missed tackles. Get them sacks. Play with tenacity. Play with heart. Play like this is the last game. Play like every game's a championship game. And y'all win the championship every game. But look, this is not the end. It's better to lose in the beginning than at the end. I only see one perfect team. That was with Mac Jones. It's not always going to happen. But I do know, as history shows, we may lose our first game. And that's going to give us a humble pie to know how we need to move for the rest of the season. And I hope y'all got your humble pie. I hope y'all ate up. Because from here on out, no more hiccups. No more. Play selfless. Play as a family. The fans appreciate y'all, but don't worry about the fan. Play for yourself. Play for the Alabama. Coaches, Tommy Reese, look, I know you knew, but dial those plays a little bit better. You're doing good, but dial a little bit better. Defense coordinator, you've been here before. Some defensive plays are being called well, and the players are not executing. And then sometimes those plays aren't even being called. I've seen defensive players looking for what the play is. Like, we can't be having that. We all got to be in sync. We got this. I'm not giving up. This Alabama, baby. We got a standard. Y'all just got to play to that standard. We just got to believe. And best believe we believe. This is just one game. Keep your head up. But anyways, we got the rest of the season ahead of us. I still believe we can get to that championship, and we will. Other than that, holla at your boy. Like, subscribe, and we out. Lego.